Hi, this is Dr. Mercola, and if you've been following my site for a while, you'll know that I'm a strong proponent of getting the bulk of your nutrition from high quality, unprocessed, locally grown organic foods. Now, of course, this isn't always possible, especially for our kids, because frequently our kids are exposed to many cultural pressures that causes them to eat many junk foods and sodas and juices. And in addition to that, they're picky. So many parents decide that it's best in their children's best interest to have them consume a multi. And that's the purpose of this video, is to give you some cautions, some specific guidelines that you're going to want to have when you're selecting a multi for your child. So there's a number of things you need to be aware of. One of them is to make sure that it has no artificial dyes or coloring agents. Things like yellow dye or red or blue dyes. You want to keep them out of the product. And then of course they're going to have some type of sweetener. You want to make sure that's a safe sweetener, because many of these these children's multis, they have artificial sweeteners. And I wrote a whole book on that called Sweet Deceptions. And if you're still not convinced of the importance of avoiding artificial sweeteners, just go to my site and type in Splenda or NutraSweet or Equal. You'll find out lots of information that should hopefully convince you, if you aren't already, that you do not want to have these in your diet in any way, shape, or form. Additionally, there is an issue that many people are not aware of, and that's called the flow agent that's used with the raw materials that a manufacturer used to allow them to manufacture the tablet. And a real common one is called magnesium stearate. And you would think that would be a form of supplemental magnesium, but it's not. It provides you absolutely no benefit. In fact, it provides you and your child with a significant disadvantage, because there's lots of new research that shows that this magnesium stearate will actually cause a biofilm. And this is a film that forms over your entire intestine, and it causes damage because it impairs your body's ability to absorb these vital nutrients, so that not only the nutrients from that supplement, but the nutrients from your food. So, and this is not only true for children's multivitamins. This is true for any supplement you take. So I'm sure most of you watching this have supplements at home. So if you just go to wherever you store your supplements and read that label, make sure it doesn't have any magnesium stearate. If it has magnesium stearate, you want to get rid of it. Eliminate it, because over the long run, it's probably going to cause you more harm than good. And it's really unfortunate, because the manufacturers don't have to use this. There's many other alternatives for using flow agents, but they just don't understand. I've been doing my best to convince many of the large manufacturers to get that out of them, because there's just no reason that it needs to be there. Now, when it comes to children's multis, there's two other points you want to consider. One of them is that most kids seem to benefit from some type of iron supplementation, but to be really careful what type of iron you're going to use, because most of them are going to use an inexpensive form called ferrous sulfate. And unfortunately, the reason why a children's multi is what it is because it's sweetened and it tastes good, so the kids would actually consume it, at least ideally. But the downside of that is if the child has access to these supplements, they're not locked up, properly secured with a child-proof cap, they could potentially eat the whole bottle at once. And tragically, this does happen every day. And if that child consumed one had a multi-mineral in it, specifically the ferrous sulfate iron, they could die. And as I said, this happens every day. Children die from taking this in the emergency room. So if you're going to have a children's multi, you want to make sure it has something called carbonyl iron. This is a safe form of iron. I'm not suggesting that all children need this as a supplement, but if they don't have a form of regular iron in your food, specifically from mostly red meats, then they may benefit from that. So those are the guidelines that I would recommend and you use in choosing and selecting a multi for your child. And if you're interested, our team has actually spent the last 2 years putting together a supplement that actually incorporates and adopts all these principles. So there's no artificial flavors or sweeteners. It tastes great. These are important considerations, and we put them together because many parents, as we mentioned earlier, are concerned because they have children who are picky eaters, and they're under many of these cultural and social pressures to not have an ideal diet. So if your child fits into one of these categories, then I think you'll be very pleased what our team has put together, because it will really be another tool to help you and your family take control of your health.